Now to an intriguing cricket story, and the Netherlands are campaigning for support for their continued participation in the CB40, even though they're on the brink of the semi-finals after beating Leicestershire. Ed van Nierop is the manager of the Netherlands cricket team, and he joins me on the line now. Afternoon, Ed.
Good afternoon.
Well, first of all, congratulations on what's been a very good season for you so far in the CB40.
Well, thanks. It's good to see all the hard work paying off.
And I suppose it has been very hard work for you. Just explain the process that Netherlands cricket has gone through in the last year or so.
We've been supported very, very well by ICC, the High Performance Program. Also, our new sponsor, ABN AMRO, is very, very helpful because in the old days, our players used to have all sorts of work on the side and to be able to survive, basically. And now they can focus fully on their cricket, and that's probably the main reason why we perform the way we do at the moment.
And obviously doing very well in the CB40, but just tell us what the other counties are a bit annoyed about.
I don't know where they're annoyed about. Can you tell me?
Well, apparently it's because of all the travel that they're having to do over to the Netherlands to play in the CB40. What do you make of it all?
I can imagine it's a bit of in the middle of the season having to travel over to the Netherlands is a bit of an issue for them. So we're actually looking at maybe changing that for next year. We've offered our CEO Richard Cox has offered ECB to actually play all our matches in the UK. So that takes away one of the main reasons of concern probably for the counties, and also for us. It doesn't really matter because we like playing in England in the proper environment, cricket environment, and play in the big stadiums. So we actually are in favour of that change. But let's see what happens with the ECB meetings later in the year.
Now, people who aren't particularly familiar with Netherlands cricket might think, well, Netherlands are probably a weaker side than some of the counties, but you're proving this year that that's not the case.
We've got a very handy mix of professionals, players from the proper cricketing nations, I might call them, with a mix of homegrown players who obviously are the best in the country. So, as said earlier, being together for most of the year, we started this year in the Caribbean. We've been all over the world, basically. We've been in South Africa. We've been in the Emirates. All together, and as said, with the input of ICC monies and sponsor monies, we can actually afford to be together a lot more, and it pays off.
Do you see that the CB40 is key in the development of Dutch cricket?
Obviously, the massive support of ECB so far to allow us to play in the CB40 is a major benefit as well. Like I said, to be able to play on the big stadiums on super like turf wickets, which we are not very well used to. There's only 6 grounds in the Netherlands that have actually turf strips. So the help we receive from ECB is also really, really positive, and we're hoping to be able to play in the English competition next year.
And some of the counties also, are opposed to involvement because they want to fit in more 2020 matches, which are supposedly giving them a bit more revenue and a bit more money. But is this really an issue about money? Should it not be about the development of cricket as a whole rather than just about cash?
Well, obviously cash in this day and age with economic turmoil is a big issue, and also in the Netherlands it's been hard to make ends meet. Again, said with the massive support of ECB, ICC, and ABN AMRO, it's been possible to survive. Basically, we can now actually pay the players a bit of a salary. So we're hoping that next year, with the help of ECB, we can again play in the CB40. I'm pretty sure the competition will go ahead, and hopefully with us.
And just tell us about some of your players as well who've been in great form for you this year.
Like I said, a mix of homegrown players with players with Dutch passports who come from proper cricketing nations. Michael Swart, who learned his cricket in Australia. Tom Cooper, same thing. Our overseas players also from Australia. Cameron Borgas. We have some resident players who were born in South Africa, moved to the Netherlands, and actually learned their cricket in the Netherlands. We've got a couple of those as well. So it's not really picking players from cricketing nations and just fly them in for some cricket. We actually involve them in cricket in the Netherlands, that we ask them to play the summer here. So it's not like I said just now, we don't just fly them in and field them and send them home again. They are actually involved. The good thing about that is that the rest of the squad actually benefits from their input, and it's good to see that the Netherlands ground players, that they also improve massively.
And Eddie, is cricket a growing sport in the Netherlands?
It's been a player base of around 5,000-6,000 players the last, I would say, 10-15 years. So it's not actually growing, but it's happy for us that actually the input that KNCB, the Netherlands board, does at schools and stuff makes young players actually start playing cricket, and that's actually what we're looking for. And we also take large squads abroad, so the young players that we actually try to get involved in the international cricket scene can see from an early age how things work, and that they're not actually surprised the moment they get actually a chance to prove the cricketers they are.
And just before we let you go, Ed, just finally, if some of the counties are listening to us today who perhaps aren't too thrilled with your involvement, just speak to them through us today. Tell us what you would say to them about your involvement in the CB40, and tell us why it's such an important competition for you.
It's very important for us to play in the CB40 in the English season for our benefit. But I'd like to think that it's also nice for counties to play an international squad that actually has played World Cups. And to be honest, we actually play really good cricket at the moment. We've always played decent cricket, but at this stage, with the involvement of a great coaching staff, the results have improved, and we no longer are the minnow country we probably have been looked at in the last couple of years, and actually can compete. And it must be good for counties as well to have decent opposition from abroad, and it's also for their youngsters to travel abroad is also a major benefit, I would say.
No longer the minnow, Ed. You're almost too good for us. You're on the brink of a semi-finals. Too good for the counties.
Well, we're 6 points clear at the moment in the in Group A. Let me remind you, we've got a long way to go still, and only the three number ones from the groups progress, and only the best number two. So there's still a little bit of work to do. Obviously, with the results behind us, we probably will not be taken lightly by the counties in the second leg of the series. So let's see what happens. We're ready for it, and we're hoping, obviously, to progress. And we're working hard, and we will keep working hard.
Excellent. Ed, thank you very much for coming on today. We wish you all the very best for the rest of the season as well.
Thanks very much.
Now to